Something is about to click into place for you, Libra, and you may already feel it. There is a quiet shift happening beneath the surface of your daily life, something that has been building for weeks, maybe even months. You have been carrying weight that does not belong to you, making decisions based on what others expect, and trying to keep everything balanced while your own inner world has been tilting sideways. But this next stretch of 7 days is not about fixing anything. It is about alignment. That word, alignment, might sound simple, but for you it carries enormous meaning right now. Because when a Libra falls out of alignment, everything starts to feel heavy, forced, and slightly off. Conversations feel draining. Choices feel impossible. Even the things that used to bring you joy start to feel like obligations. And you have been living in that energy for a while now, haven't you? The good news is that the universe is not asking you to overhaul your entire life in 1 week. It is asking you to gently, deliberately, and honestly start putting things back where they belong. That means your priorities, your boundaries, your energy, and most importantly, your sense of self. Over the next 7 days, there are specific messages coming through that are meant to guide you back to center. Each one builds on the last. Each one opens a door you have been walking past. And by the time you reach the end, you will understand why this particular week was chosen for this particular shift. So stay with this all the way through, because the final message ties everything together in a way you will not expect. Tip 1. The first thing coming through for you this week is a message about stillness, and it is not the kind of stillness that means doing nothing. It is the kind that means finally stopping long enough to hear what your own mind has been trying to tell you. You have been running, Libra. Not physically necessarily, but mentally and emotionally, you have been in constant motion. You wake up already thinking about what needs to be done, who needs your attention, what problem needs solving. And by the time you lay your head down at night, you have not spent a single moment truly checking in with yourself. This week, the energy is pulling you towards silence. Not the uncomfortable kind that makes you anxious, but the kind that feels like coming home. The kind where you sit with a cup of something warm, look out the window, and let your thoughts settle like dust after a storm. You have been avoiding this, and there is a reason. When you get quiet, you start hearing truths you have been pushing away. Maybe it is the truth about a relationship that has been draining you more than it has been filling you. Maybe it is the truth about a decision you already know the answer to but have been afraid to make. Maybe it is the truth about what you actually want from this next chapter of your life, not what others have told you that you should want. The universe is asking you to sit with that this week. Not to act on it immediately, not to make grand declarations or dramatic changes, but simply to acknowledge what is real. Because alignment cannot begin until honesty does. You cannot rearrange the pieces of your life if you are pretending they are already in the right place. And you have been pretending for a while now, haven't you? There is no judgment in that. Every Libra does it. You are wired to seek harmony, and sometimes that means you smooth things over on the surface while chaos brews underneath. But this week, the surface is cracking, and what is underneath is not chaos at all. It is clarity. It is the version of you that knows exactly what needs to change and has just been waiting for permission to say it out loud. This is your permission. Not from the universe, not from the stars, but from yourself. Because the only alignment that matters is the one between who you are and how you are living. And right now there is a gap there. This week begins to close it. The stillness is not a punishment. It is a gift. It is the space between the noise where your real voice lives. And once you hear it, you will wonder how you went so long without listening. So do not fill every moment with distraction. Do not reach for your phone every time silence settles in. Let it sit. Let it speak. What it has to say will surprise you. And it will also set the tone for everything else that unfolds over these next 7 days. The alignment starts here, in the quiet, in the truth, in the willingness to stop running and finally stand still long enough to see where you actually are. Tip 2. The second message this week is about the people around you, and it is going to require some honesty that might feel uncomfortable at first. You have been pouring energy into relationships that are not pouring back. And deep down, you know exactly which ones those are. There is someone in your life, maybe more than one person, who takes up a disproportionate amount of your emotional bandwidth. You think about them when they are not around. You worry about their reactions. You adjust your behavior to keep the peace. And in doing all of that, you have been slowly disappearing. This week, the energy is highlighting the imbalance. Not to create conflict, not to push you into confrontation, but to help you see clearly what has been hidden in plain sight. You have been so focused on maintaining the relationship that you forgot to ask whether the relationship is maintaining you. And the answer honestly is no. At least not in the way it should be. Alignment in relationships does not mean everything is perfect all the time. It means that the energy flows in both directions. It means that when you give, there is something meaningful coming back. It means that you feel seen, valued, and respected, not just tolerated. And there is a difference between being loved and being needed. You have confused the two before. And this week is here to untangle that confusion. Now, this does not mean you need to cut anyone off or have a dramatic conversation. Sometimes alignment simply means adjusting how much you give. It means pulling your energy back to a level that matches what you receive. It means no longer being the one who always reaches out first, always apologizes first, always bends first. You have been the bridge in so many relationships, and bridges eventually wear down when all the traffic goes in one direction. This week, you are being asked to step off the bridge and stand on solid ground. Let someone else do the reaching for once. Let someone else make the effort. And watch closely what happens when you do, because the response you get will tell you everything you need to know. The people who truly value you will step forward. They will notice the shift. They will ask if you are all right. They will meet you where you are. And the ones who do not notice, or worse, who become upset that you are no longer carrying the full weight. Those are the relationships that need your attention. Not your energy, not your fixing, not your smoothing over. Just your honest attention. Because once you see a relationship clearly, you can make a conscious choice about how much of yourself to invest in it. And that is alignment. That is taking your power back without taking anything from anyone else. You are not being selfish by doing this. You are being smart. You are being healthy. You are being the kind of person who can show up fully for the people who actually deserve it, because you are no longer running on empty from giving to those who do not. Let this week show you the difference. Let it illuminate where your energy is going and where it should be going instead. The shift does not have to be loud, just has to be real. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Tip 3, the third message coming through is about a decision you have been sitting on, and the universe is making it very clear that the time for sitting is almost over. You know the one. It has been circling in your mind for weeks, maybe longer. You have thought about it from every angle, weighed every possible outcome, considered every person it might affect, and still you have not moved. That is classic Libra energy, and normally it serves you well. Your ability to see all sides of a situation is one of your greatest strengths. But there comes a point where seeing all sides becomes a way of avoiding a choice, and you have crossed that point. This week, the energy is pushing you toward resolution. Not forcing you, not rushing you, but firmly and lovingly guiding you toward the decision you already know is right. Because here is the thing the universe wants you to understand. You already have your answer. You have had it for a while. It lives in that quiet knowing that sits beneath all the overthinking. It is the first thought that comes to mind before the second guessing begins. It is the feeling in your gut that you keep overriding with logic. This week, your gut is louder than your logic, and that is intentional. The universe is turning up the volume on your intuition because your mind has been running the show for too long, and it has been leading you in circles. Intuition does not argue. It does not present pros and cons. Simply knows. And your intuition has been trying to get your attention, but you keep drowning it out with analysis. Let this be the week you stop analyzing and start trusting. The decision in front of you is not as complicated as you have made it. You have complicated it because complication gives you a reason to delay, and delay feels safer than commitment. But delay has a cost and you have been paying it. Every day you do not decide is a day you spend in limbo, and limbo is exhausting. It drains your energy without giving you anything in return. It keeps you stuck in a loop of what if and maybe and not yet. And meanwhile, the opportunity, the relationship, the change, whatever it is waiting. But it will not wait forever. There is a window here and it is open right now. The universe has created the conditions for you to move forward with confidence. The stars are aligned, the energy is supportive, and the path is clearer than it has been in a long time. But you have to take the step. No one can take it for you, and no amount of thinking about it will replace the act of doing it. So this week, make the decision. Not the perfect decision, because perfection is another form of delay. Just the honest decision. The one that aligns with who you are becoming, not who you used to be. The one that feels right in your body, even if it scares your mind. Because growth and comfort do not live in the same place, and this decision is a growth decision. It is the kind that changes your trajectory. It is the kind that you will look back on in a year and say, that was the moment everything shifted. But only if you take it. Only if you stop sitting and start moving. The chair is comfortable, but it is not where your future lives. Your future lives on the other side of this decision, and it is waiting for you to arrive. Tip 4. The fourth message this week has to do with your body, and this might catch you off guard because you tend to live in your head. Libra is an air sign, and that means your natural habitat is the world of thoughts, ideas, conversations, and mental processing. But your body has been sending you signals that you have been ignoring, and this week those signals are getting louder. Maybe it is the tension in your shoulders that never quite goes away. Maybe it is the fatigue that hits you in the afternoon even when you slept well. Maybe it is the tightness in your chest when you think about certain situations or certain people. Your body is not just a vehicle that carries your mind around. It is a messenger, and right now it is delivering messages you need to hear. This week, alignment means getting back into your body. It means paying attention to what it is telling you instead of overriding it with willpower and caffeine. It means recognizing that the aches, the tiredness, the restlessness, these are not random. They are responses to how you have been living. When you carry stress without releasing it, your body stores it. When you swallow words you need to say, your throat tightens. When you ignore your own needs to serve everyone else, your energy depletes in ways that sleep alone cannot fix. The universe is asking you to treat your body as a partner this week, not a servant. That might mean going for a walk when your mind wants to keep spinning. It might mean choosing rest when your to-do list says otherwise. It might mean eating something that nourishes you instead of something that is simply convenient. These are not small things. For someone who lives as much in their head as you do, choosing the body is a radical act. And it is an act of alignment, because you cannot be aligned if your mind is moving in one direction and your body is screaming for another. There is also something specific coming through about sleep. Your sleep patterns have been disrupted, and it is not just because of stress. There is energy moving through you at night, processing, clearing, reorganizing. You might be waking up at odd hours, having vivid dreams, or feeling like you did not rest even when you were in bed for a full night. This is part of the alignment process. Your subconscious is doing heavy work right now, sorting through old patterns, old beliefs, old emotional residue that no longer serves you. Do not fight it. Do not medicate it away unless it is truly needed. Instead, create the conditions for it. Make your sleeping space comfortable. Limit the noise and light. Give yourself permission to go to bed earlier than usual. Your body knows what it needs. It has always known. The problem is that you have not been listening. This week, listen. Put your hand on your chest and feel your heartbeat. Notice where you hold tension. Move in ways that feel good, not punishing. Stretch. Breathe deeply. Drink water. These sound like basic things, and they are. But for a Libra who has been disconnected from the physical, these basics are revolutionary. They are the foundation of the alignment the universe is building for you. And without them, everything else will be built on shaky ground. Tip 5. The fifth message is about money, and before you tense up, know that it is not a warning. It is a redirection. Your relationship with money has been complicated lately, and a lot of that complication comes from the stories you tell yourself about what you deserve. You have been undervaluing yourself, Libra. Whether it is in your work, your services, your time, or your skills, you have been accepting less than what you are worth. And the universe sees it, even if you have convinced yourself that being humble is the same as being underpaid. It is not. Humility and self-worth are not opposites. You can be gracious and still charge what you are worth. You can be generous and still have boundaries around your finances. This week, the energy is reshaping how you think about abundance. Not in some abstract, wishful thinking kind of way, but in a practical, grounded sense. There may be an opportunity that comes your way this week, something related to income, a side project, a conversation about compensation, or even a new way of looking at something you already do. When it shows up, do not dismiss it. Do not tell yourself it is too good to be true or that you are not ready. You have been ready. You have just been afraid to claim it. Fear of rejection, fear of seeming greedy, fear of stepping out of your comfortable role as the one who gives without expecting anything in return. But giving and receiving are part of the same cycle, and you have been blocking the receiving end for far too long. This week, the block starts to dissolve, not because anything magical happens overnight, but because you begin to shift the internal narrative. Instead of thinking about what you can afford, you start thinking about what you are worth. Instead of feeling guilty about wanting more, you start recognizing that more is not greed when it comes from genuine value. You provide something to the world, Libra. Your perspective, your balance, your ability to create harmony in spaces that desperately need it. These are not just nice qualities. They are valuable, and the world should be compensating you accordingly. There is also something here about spending. You may have been spending in ways that do not align with your actual priorities. Buying things to fill an emotional gap, saying yes to expenses that feel obligatory rather than joyful, or letting money flow out without paying attention to where it goes. This week, track it. Not obsessively, not with anxiety, but with awareness. Where is your money going, and does it reflect what truly matters to you? If not, adjust. Alignment with money is not about having a lot. It is about making sure that what you have flows toward what you value. And right now, there is a disconnect that this week is here to correct. You deserve abundance. Say that to yourself until you believe it. Not because the universe owes you, but because you have earned it through years of showing up, giving, and caring. It is time for the flow to come back to you. Tip 6. The sixth message is about something you have been carrying from the past, and it is heavier than you realize. There is an old wound, an old story, an old version of you that keeps showing up in your present, and this week the universe is shining a light on it so brightly that you will not be able to look away. This is not about reliving pain. This is about releasing it, because you cannot align with your future while you are still tethered to your past. And for Libra, those tethers are often invisible. They do not look like obvious trauma or dramatic events. They look like patterns. The pattern of always putting yourself second. The pattern of apologizing for taking up space. The pattern of needing everyone's approval before you trust your own judgment. These patterns did not come from nowhere. They were born in moments, sometimes small moments, where you learned that being yourself was not enough, that keeping the peace was more important than speaking your truth, that love was conditional on compliance. And you have carried those lessons into every relationship, every job, every decision since. This week, you are being asked to put them down. Not all at once, because that is not how healing works. But you can begin. You can notice when you are acting from the old wound instead of your current truth. You can catch yourself mid-pattern and choose differently, even if it feels strange, even if it feels risky. The risk of staying the same is greater than the risk of changing, and somewhere inside you, you already know that. There is a specific memory that might surface this week, something you have not thought about in a while, or something you think about all the time but have never fully processed. It is coming up because you are ready for it. Not ready in the sense that it will be easy, but ready in the sense that you are finally strong enough to face it without being consumed by it. You have grown more than you give yourself credit for. The person you were when that wound was created is not the person you are now. You have more wisdom, more resilience, more understanding. And from this vantage point, you can look at that old pain with compassion instead of fear. You can hold it gently, acknowledge what it taught you, and then choose to let it go. Not forget it, because forgetting is not the goal. Integration is the goal. Taking the lesson without carrying the weight. That is what alignment with the past looks like. It is not pretending it did not happen. It is deciding that it no longer gets to drive the car. You are the driver now. The past can sit in the back seat, but it does not get to choose the direction. And this week, you are choosing a new direction. One that is not built on old fears and borrowed beliefs, but on the person you are becoming. The person who does not need anyone's permission to be whole. The person who knows that healing is not a destination but a daily choice. Make that choice this week. Let the old story end so the new one can begin. Tip 7. The seventh message is about creativity, and it might seem unexpected given everything else that has been coming through, but it is deeply connected. You have been suppressing a creative impulse, Libra. There is something you have wanted to make, build, write, design, express, or explore, and you have been pushing it aside because it does not seem practical, or because you are afraid it will not be good enough, or simply because you do not think you have time. But the truth is, this creative impulse is not separate from your alignment. It is part of it. Creativity is how your soul communicates. It is the language of the deeper self, the part of you that exists beyond roles and responsibilities and routines. And when you ignore it, you cut off a vital channel of expression. You start to feel flat, uninspired, like you are going through the motions without any juice behind them. Does that resonate? Because the energy this week is specifically activating that creative center, stirring it awake after a long dormancy. You do not have to produce anything perfect. You do not even have to produce anything at all in the traditional sense. Creativity is not always about output. Sometimes it is about the process, the act of engaging with something purely for the joy of it. When was the last time you did something just because it felt good, with no goal, no audience, no expectation of a result? That is what the universe is calling you back to this week. Maybe it is picking up a hobby you abandoned years ago. Maybe it is rearranging a space in your home in a way that pleases your eye. Maybe it is cooking a meal with ingredients you have never used, or writing down a thought that has been floating around in your mind for weeks. Whatever form it takes, the act of creating is an act of alignment. Says, I am more than my obligations. I am more than what I produce for others. I have an inner world that deserves expression. And for a sign that spends so much energy maintaining external harmony, turning inward to create is profoundly healing. There is also something here about beauty. Libra is ruled by the planet that governs beauty, art, and aesthetics, and you are naturally drawn to environments and experiences that are visually and emotionally pleasing. But when you are out of alignment, you stop noticing beauty. The sunset happens and you miss it because you are scrolling through your phone. The flowers bloom and you walk right past them. The music plays and you do not really hear it. This week, slow down enough to let beauty in. Let it feed you. Let it remind you of what life is supposed to feel like. Not just productive and busy, but rich and textured and alive. Your creativity is not a luxury. It is a lifeline. It is the thread that connects you to your most authentic self, the self that does not perform or please or people watch, the self that simply is. And that self has been starving for expression. Feed it this week. Give it even a small window of time, and watch how it transforms your energy from the inside out. Tip 8. The 8th message is about a conversation that needs to happen, and you have been avoiding it. There is someone you need to speak to. Someone with whom the air has been thick with unspoken words for too long. Maybe it is a family member. Maybe it is a friend. Maybe it is someone you see every day but talk to only on the surface. Whatever the relationship, there is a gap between what is being said and what needs to be said, and that gap is costing you more than you realize. Every time you hold back a truth, it takes energy. Every time you smile when you want to speak, something inside you deflates a little. And over time, those little deflations add up until you feel like a version of yourself that is smaller, quieter, and less vibrant than the one you know you can be. This week, the universe is creating an opening for this conversation. The conditions will be right, the timing will feel organic, and the other person may even give you an entry point without realizing it. When that moment comes, do not let it pass. You do not have to be aggressive. You do not have to be confrontational, but you do have to be honest. And for Libra, honesty in relationships is one of the most courageous things you can do, because you know that words cannot be taken back. You know that honesty changes the shape of things, and you are afraid that the new shape will not be as comfortable as the old one. But the old shape was not comfortable either. It only felt that way because it was familiar, and familiar is not the same as good. The conversation does not have to go perfectly. Probably will not. Real conversations rarely do. There will be pauses, maybe some discomfort, maybe even tears. But on the other side of that discomfort is freedom. The freedom that comes from no longer carrying words you were meant to say. The freedom that comes from being seen as you actually are, not as the curated version you have been presenting. And here is what the universe wants you to know. The people who are meant to stay in your life can handle your truth. They might not love hearing it in the moment, but they will respect you for saying it. And the relationship, if it is meant to last, will be stronger for it. Not weaker, stronger. Because relationships built on performance eventually crumble, but relationships built on honesty can withstand almost anything. This is alignment in its most human form. It is choosing authenticity over approval. It is trusting that who you really are is enough, even when it makes someone else uncomfortable. And it is knowing that the temporary discomfort of a hard conversation is nothing compared to the ongoing discomfort of living inauthentically. You have been carrying these words for long enough, Libra. This week, let them out. Not with force, but with grace. That is your gift, the ability to say difficult things in a way that still honors the other person. Use that gift. The conversation is overdue, and you will feel lighter on the other side of it than you can possibly imagine right now. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting, it's about moving. Tip 9. The 9th message is about trust, and specifically about trusting the timing of your life. You have been frustrated, Libra. Things have not been moving as fast as you want them to. Goals that you set months ago still feel out of reach. Changes you have been working toward seem stuck in some invisible holding pattern. And that frustration has been eating at you, making you question whether you are on the right path at all. This week, the universe is asking you to release the timeline. Not the goal, not the vision, not the desire. Just the timeline. Because you have been attaching your happiness to a specific deadline, and when that deadline comes and goes without the result you expected, you feel like a failure. But you are not failing. You are growing. And growth does not operate on a schedule. It operates on readiness. The things you want are coming, but they are coming in the order and at the speed that will serve you best. And sometimes what feels like a delay is actually a protection. The universe is holding something back because you are not quite ready to receive it yet. Not because you are lacking, but because there is still a piece of the puzzle that needs to fall into place first. Maybe that piece is a lesson you have not fully integrated. Maybe it is a relationship that needs to shift before the new thing can arrive. Maybe it is a belief about yourself that needs to change before you can hold the weight of what is coming. Whatever it is being handled. Right now, in this moment, even as you read this and feel the impatience rising, the pieces are moving. You just cannot see it from where you are standing. But this week, you will get a glimpse. There will be a sign, a synchronicity, a moment of perfect timing that reminds you the universe has not forgotten about you. Pay attention to it. Do not dismiss it as coincidence. There are no coincidences for you right now, only confirmations. Confirmations that you are where you need to be, even if it does not look like where you want to be. Trust is not passive. It is not sitting around and waiting for things to happen. It is showing up every single day, doing the work, planting the seeds, and believing that the harvest will come even when you cannot see any sprouts yet. That is the kind of trust the universe is asking from you this week. The active kind. The kind that says, I do not know how this is going to work out, but I am going to keep going anyway. The kind that gets out of bed on the hard mornings and puts one foot in front of the other, not because there is proof it will pay off, but because something deeper than proof tells you it will. You have that something, Libra. It lives in your core. It is the same part of you that has survived every difficult season you have ever been through, and there have been several. You made it through all of them. Not because you had a guarantee, but because you had enough trust to keep moving forward. Call on that trust this week. Let it carry you through the uncertainty. Let it remind you that slow progress is still progress, and that the destination has not changed just because the road is longer than expected. You are closer than you think. The timing is not broken. It is precise. Tip 10. The 10th message is about identity, and it might be the most important one of all. You have been going through an identity shift, Libra, and you might not have even fully recognized it yet. The things that used to define you, your roles, your routines, your preferences, even your opinions, some of them do not fit anymore. And instead of acknowledging that, you have been trying to squeeze yourself back into the old shape, wondering why everything feels tight and uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable because it is not you anymore. Or rather, it is not the you that you are becoming. This is one of the most disorienting experiences a person can go through, especially for a Libra who values consistency and harmony. When your sense of self starts to shift, everything connected to it shifts too. Your relationships, your goals, your daily habits, your definition of success, your understanding of what matters, can feel like the ground is moving beneath you, and in a way it is. But this is not a crisis. It is an evolution. This week, the energy is asking you to stop resisting the shift and start exploring it. Who are you if you are not the person who always says yes? Who are you if you are not the one who holds everything together? Who are you if you take away the labels, the titles, the roles, and just stand in your own skin? These are not easy questions, and they do not have quick answers. But they are questions worth sitting with, because the answers will reshape the next chapter of your life. You are not losing yourself. You are finding a deeper version of yourself. One that was always there but was buried under layers of expectation, performance, and obligation. And that deeper version is not afraid of the things that scare the surface you. It is not afraid of being alone. It is not afraid of being misunderstood. It is not afraid of taking up space and saying, "This is who I am, take it or leave it." That version of you is rising to the surface this week, and it is asking for room to breathe. Give it room. Stop apologizing for changing. Stop explaining yourself to people who are more comfortable with the old you. The old you served its purpose, and it served it beautifully. But it is time for the next version. And the next version is bolder, clearer, more grounded, and more unapologetically you than anything that came before. This does not mean you become someone unrecognizable. The core of who you are, your kindness, your fairness, your love of beauty and connection, that does not change. What changes is the packaging. What changes is how you express those qualities and who you express them for. Because the old version expressed them to keep others comfortable. The new version expresses them because they are true. That is a world of difference. And it is the very essence of alignment. Living in truth. Showing up as you are. Letting the world adjust instead of always being the one who adjusts. You have earned this evolution, Libra. Every hard day, every compromised boundary, every swallowed word was leading to this moment where you finally say enough. Not with anger, with clarity. And clarity, once found, does not go back into the box. It stays, it grows, and it changes everything. And so here we are at the end of this journey through your next 7 days. But really, this is not an end at all. It is a beginning, a doorway into a version of your life that has been waiting for your permission to exist. Everything you have heard today, the stillness, the relationships, the decision, the body, the money, the past, the creativity, the conversation, the trust, and the identity shift, these are not separate threads. They are one tapestry. And when you step back far enough to see the full picture, what you see is alignment. Not the forced, exhausting kind where you try to make everything perfect. The natural, flowing kind where things start to click because you are finally being honest about who you are and what you need. This week is not about working harder or doing more. It is about removing what does not belong so that what does belong has room to arrive. And it will arrive, Libra. Maybe not all at once, maybe not in the way you pictured, but in the way that serves your highest good. The universe is not random. It is not cruel. It is precise. And it has been setting the stage for this shift longer than you know. Your only job this week is to be willing to be still, willing to be honest, willing to feel what you have been avoiding, willing to make the decision you have been delaying, willing to trust when every logical bone in your body says to worry. That willingness is your superpower right now. It is the key that unlocks everything else. Because the energy is already in motion. The doors are already opening. The people who need to show up will show up. The opportunities that need to find you will find you. But none of it lands if you are still standing in the old energy, gripping the old story, wearing the old mask. Put it down. All of it. And step into this week as the person you are becoming, not the person you have been. She is magnificent, that future version of you. She is calm. She is clear. She is unapologetic. And she is closer than you think. In fact, she is not in the future at all. She is you right now, reading these words, feeling the truth of them settle into your bones. All you have to do is stop pretending she does not exist and start living as her. This week gives you the opening. The rest is up to you. And knowing what I know about Libra, knowing the strength that hides behind that graceful exterior, knowing the depth that lives beneath that easy smile, I have no doubt you will rise to this. You always do. Even when you doubt yourself, especially when you doubt yourself, you find a way. That is your magic. And this week, that magic is fully activated. You have two options after this video. Close it and hope things shift. Or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.